I'm just heading into my studio and it's around 6:30 in the morning here. Beautiful, still day. And I thought I'd take you on a tour of my garden just to see the progress if you watched the video from last year. So it kind of has a Japanese influence, and here we see Japanese azalea. I have some water features here. The hummingbird loves to come and sit on this ball. Some Japanese maples, a magnolia there in the back. Another Japanese maple here. Last year we planted clover in our garden in the back. That was a big project and it took off well and it has stayed green all winter. I've got a few different things planted in this bed. Some of them just planted last year, so they're coming up. Now, one thing about the clover, it does like to spread, so it has jumped the border here and integrated with the mosses. But there's a close-up look of the clover. It's very lush and dense and green. This is a horse chestnut tree. It was here on the property when we came, but it was a fairly small specimen and now it's so large. This burgundy one is a flowering plum. Here we have a weeping birch tree. And this is a dry riverbed that we put in along with the Japanese bridge. This humongous pine tree, Scotch pine. We have some raised garden beds here. All that's in them so far is my spinach that went to seed. We have a katsura tree there. And back here there's some daylilies, a different specimen of a lily. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Artichoke. I think this bush is a pyracantha berry. And again, back here I planted a lot of new things. This is a poppy we put in last year, so it has a lot more buds, and you might recall that I had painted it plein air. I have a video on that. And here we see the ginkgo tree. Some grasses along the border, hydrangea. Last year I put in a bunch of small plants here at the bottom of these trees, and over here you see a camellia, a cedar, some other grasses. The rhododendron and the camellia took quite a hit with some heavy rain and wind. Unfortunately, they don't last that long, but so beautiful, and it was so full this year. This is a euphorbia. I always love the bright lime green color it offers. And our garden is very much a work in progress. There's hostas along here and a couple blueberry bushes that aren't performing well, so those might get pulled out. Looking back at the bridge and the camellia, I'm going to come around and walk over the bridge so that you get the view from a different perspective here. Again, you can see that lush clover. And here I'm coming up over the bridge and you can see this other walkway. Now we put our pots here with tomatoes. It's not that aesthetically pleasing, but it turns out that it is the best place for them. I love this little blue flower. I don't know the name again off the top of my head. A rocky area. This has to be cleaned up some. It's still just a bit of a holding zone where we're working. Up in this area, the irises are just starting to bloom here. There's going to be lots of them. Another Japanese maple that came along by seed. Clematis climbing up the trellis there. And here's the iris clump. The hydrangea is getting very large. Hopefully it doesn't all fall over. We've got it staked up. So some different ground cover. We have some whimsy here with some glass pieces. The peonies are just getting ready to pop open. They're one of my favorites. A little bit of ground cover here. We have another fountain back here, but we haven't got it set up yet. And this is the arch just into our little storage area. So just coming back around, we have a seating area here on our lower deck. And these are a bunch of plants. The beautiful allium and some things that the hummingbirds love. They've already been coming around these plants and getting the nectar. So this is a tulip I picked up to plant. The columbine, just lush and loaded with blossoms. And these are a variety of annuals, canna lilies and calendula, lantana. And up on the deck we have a couple of raised beds. We put some strawberries in here this year, and in the other, here's a fuchsia plant. I thought it was going to be the purple and pink one by the tag, but it turned out to be white and pink. Some gerberas and some vermilion air. I forget what that other type of lily, but the hummingbirds absolutely love those. So here we are back at the studio. Let's take a look inside. It's kind of a mess, just to warn you. So this is my orange door, and it's faded quite a bit. So I'm just going to open it up with my left hand here. I've got my camera in the right. And we'll take a look inside. So my studio's a work in progress too. I've got quite a bit going on in here. Get some lights on and show you some of the influence of my garden on my work. So I'm definitely being influenced right now painting flowers. Here's a group of 6 that I've been working on. These started by cleaning my oil painting brush out onto the canvas, and I've continued on. They really had a florally feel to them, so I've just been developing these. This is a whimsical one that I did as a demo in my Make Your Mark membership. You can see the second part of that on a video, and this is influenced by that big orange poppy in my backyard, as well as this one. I painted these last year plein air, and there's a video on that too. These are just splashing around on some 6x6 paper. This again is something that we do in the membership. A larger piece here, 24 by 24. And this is influenced by the peonies in my garden, although it's not painted from life, just really from memory and intuitively. This is a large 36 by 36 inch painting that is just really focuses on leaf shapes, color, something a little bit more abstracted. And this is again an oil painting influenced by my brush cleaning and just an all over flower garden. I hope you enjoyed the tour of my garden and my flower paintings. Have a great week and happy creating.